Hey y'all, good evening. Hey, so I'm Ricky of Ricky Speaks Life. And first off, I really want to thank you to all of you who were expecting me to go live last night. I want to thank you for your patience, your understanding, and allowing some grace for me to come on live tonight instead. I was traveling last week. I went to a pastor's luncheon, and traveling is one of my favorite things to do. However, it's very exhausting, and I needed so much time to relax and rejuvenate. So, thank you again for understanding uh, and being patient with me in that. This week I want to come to you live talking about a new series I'm kicking off. And last week, in going live, I've been attempting to lay a foundation. The past couple of weeks, actually, I've been attempting to lay this foundation. Um, the foundation is His work on the cross that allows you to navigate through life's challenges. This begins really with believing and trusting on Christ's work on the cross. So that's how you can learn to navigate, to connect uh, the videos to what I'm saying now. That's how that begins, is learning to trust and believe that Jesus died on the cross. If you've not been able to follow along in my last few videos, I'd encourage you to go back, check them out. Start with identity, move on to navigate forward. Contentment is another one. And then the most recent is hard times lead to good. The foundation I've been laying is in order to begin talking or taking you through various seasons of my life. Because really, that's what Ricky Speaks Life is all about. You guys getting here and see snapshots into my world. So, this series that I'm starting is called Suffering and Satisfaction. For the first installment, I'm starting with my testimony. Tonight is the intro. The second will be a snapshot into osteogenesis imperfecta and how it's impacted me in various times in my life and connect it to the Lord's working throughout my life. The next will then be me talking about my family of origin, what it's like for me to have grown up in a split home with OI and parents who have different views on life and some of my experience in that and how it's caused me to have a deeper reliance on the Lord in Christ. He's carried me throughout all of those things in life, like the challenging stuff, emotionally, physically, and mentally. It's a really neat thing the way the Lord's worked. There's going to be more in the series, however. Each talk I'll display how um, the reliance on the Lord is extremely important. You see, it's the challenges that you encounter before coming to Christ. Um, I'm so sorry, lost my train of thought here. I lost my place, actually. That's what it was. It's in these things, it's important to know that the challenges that you encounter before coming to Christ, coming to trust Christ, those things that you encounter, like the struggles that you face consistently, they don't disappear. Actually, the Lord doesn't take them away. Like, I still break bones and still struggle with some of my things in the past, and um, family of origin, things like that. Those things, the Lord like hasn't taken that away from me. But in actuality, He's caused me to have a greater reliance on Him, as I just mentioned. He uses our challenges to face our character, to shape our character. When I break a bone, I go to the hospital, and some of my experiences going to the hospital has been really cool because I there's this cool resilience, this strength that I carry when I go to the hospital, and the average person doesn't respond to a broken bone the way that I do, and so that's a really neat testament to people. Another challenge, not just breaking a bone, but like being patient when I drop something. I want to bring you into those kind of things too. So I'm saying, like, if I drop a plate or something, let me tell you, it can be really frustrating, but I value those things. I tend to want to struggle picking it up, like the plate, for example, because I know that, it's going to make me stronger. I'll figure it out faster the next time. And I like to do those things. I like to struggle with that because you know what? There's not always going to be someone around to help me all the time. So, what I'm doing is giving you a quick nutshell kind of introduction into the suffering and satisfaction. So, I find a lot of satisfaction in the moments of suffering, breaking bones, dropping something, getting stuck, because it really teaches you to be strong in your character. If someone helped me every time I struggled, then I wouldn't really be equipped to work through the problem and solve it myself. On the other end of the spectrum, it's also important for me to ask for help when I need assistance and I can't really get whatever it is by myself, you know? When I think about someone in the Bible who struggled, Paul, he's a person um, who in the Bible it says that he had a thorn in the flesh. And it's not very clear what that thorn in the flesh was. It's believed that he had a disability of some sort, some kind of condition. He loved the Lord deeply, and yet he faced many, many hardships, a lot. In Romans 8:18, Paul talks about these sufferings, which is really cool because he says, "For I consider that the sufferings in this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us." So, how cool is that? It's like my sufferings that I go through, like there's something greater at the end of that suffering. And for me being in Christ, I find that suffering in Christ, that's amazing, um, because really Christ suffered ultimately for us, and it gives me this peace and satisfaction in the midst of whatever trial I'm going through, which is so comforting, to be honest with you. In the book of James, it reads, uh, to count it all joy when you face trials of many kinds. I read that. It's James 1 2 through 4. It says, "Count it all joys, brothers and sisters," right? When we meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Okay, so that's what I was mentioning earlier. If I could tie that back to my point. You know, if someone helped me every time that I struggled, I wouldn't really be equipped to solve the problem. I wouldn't really be equipped to lean on the Lord in my trials. So suffering can really be beneficial in many ways. It causes us all to lean on the Lord. So hear this. In your challenges and in my challenges, whether they be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, trusting in Christ that He will carry you through those struggles is the ultimate goal here. Being satisfied in Christ is to rest assured that in the midst of life's struggles and hardships, they won't last forever in this life or the next. No, but really, He'll comfort you through all of them. I want to be clear, though, on something. When I mention challenges won't last forever, I'm not really intending to mean that God takes your challenges away. No, it's really that you learn to be content in the midst of what you go through. And this series, I will be talking about struggles a lot, and there's satisfaction in that. Because I think that we are a people, especially in today's day and age, people struggle a lot. Through Him, you grow to be content in the midst of your struggles. In this series, I'll introduce, you know, hardships, suffering, and I'll also bring you to a deeper understanding of why satisfaction is cool or great. Sorry, cool. Great in Christ. It's cool too. With that in mind, if you've not heard of how to really obtain this satisfaction in Christ and you're searching for answers, all you got to do is to understand that you're a sinner in need of God's forgiveness, while believing that Jesus died on the cross, was buried, and after 3 days was raised from the dead, according to the scriptures. Knowing and trusting that truth alone, my friends, is how you can really begin having satisfaction in the midst of hard things in life. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Um, in closing, ultimately, the mission of Ricky Speaks Life is that lives will be touched by hearing of God's goodness through Jesus on the cross and providing customized manual wheelchairs to those who can afford them. So, would you join me in continuing to create an avenue for those who don't know Jesus and also can't afford a wheelchair? If so, if you want to jump on board with that, would you please pray about supporting Ricky Speaks Life financially? You can do so by visiting the link in the comment section, rickyspeakslife.org/donate. Please like our Facebook page for updates and more videos to follow. I hope y'all have a good night.